saying I am conflicted. All right, so hear me out. So, it's WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania weekend, here in Dallas. Mm-hmm. And a couple weeks back, I bought tickets for a meet and greet for Jeff Hardy's acoustic show, right?
Okay.
So, I'm going to that Friday night. Then, because I'm under the assumption that Supercard was sold out. It's not sold out. Not only is it not sold out, they still have plenty of tickets, and they're only $25.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also Friday night. So I got that to deal with. Got work the next morning. Keep that in mind, which I could give a fuck about. Got work the next morning, and then I think it's WrestleCon going on as well.
Yeah, WrestleCon. One of my friends actually works with one of the talent agencies and is partnered with a few of the wrestlers, like Ruby Soho, Britt Baker. Her agency works with those guys.
Oh, that sounds cool. I'm thinking about going Sunday morning. Tickets are $40. So I'm just in the dilemma. I don't know. I think push come to shove, if God's willing, I'll probably get a Supercard of Honor ticket, leave, go get the picture with Jeff Hardy, then maybe come back.
Okay, maybe? So where's the Jeff Hardy signing?
The Jeff Hardy meet and greet is in Gillies, Dallas, and that's kind of near downtown.
Okay.
Supercard is in Garland.
Garland at the Curtis Culwell Center, AEW staple here in Texas.
Yeah, and now it is. Yeah. Now that AEW showed us some love, which is cool. So I'm a little bit conflicted. I don't know what to do. I think push come to shove, I might do a two. That's just a lot. That's just a lot of going on.
I feel like that's gonna take you a lot of time going from Garland downtown back to Garland. I don't know if you're able to pull that one off.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if anything, in hindsight, I should have just, because I swear to God, I looked online and the tickets for Supercard of Honor was $300. I must have been looking in one specific section.
Yeah, maybe.
And so I fucked myself on that one. And then I could have low-key met Jeff Hardy at WrestleCon. I think he's going to be at WrestleCon. I'm not sure what day, though, because I work Saturday afternoon. I don't know. Anyway, long story short, it's going to be a conundrum, to say the least.
Yeah, that's rough, man. I'm in the exact opposite position here.
What you got going? You say you got the whole week off?
I was able to take off. So my days off are already Sundays and Mondays. So I was able to take off Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And I'm going whole weekend. I'm just going to shows.
Must be nice.
All the ones that I want to go to are perfectly timed, apart to where I can hit up all of them. The ones cool. I want to go to.
Hey, it is what it is. It's always 4 years from now. So. Yeah. But I was gonna say, so you already got your tickets and everything, so GCW.
Yeah, man. So I'm actually not going to the Supercard of Honor. Had already gotten tickets. I had already gotten tickets to this other show that I've been wanting to go to. It's No Peace Underground. Do you know about them?
I think you told me last show.
Yeah, they specialize in no ring death matches. So literally just people two people in a bar just fucking fighting.
Some Josh Barnett shit. What's his name?
Yeah. That's Bloodsport. Mm. So this one's just death matches. So they bring in all the death match shit and just fight. And it's gonna be at Creators Don't Die.
Oh, nice. Of course it is. Creators Don't Die.
That's going to be such a good venue for that. That's going to rock.
If Creators Don't Die, man, if they really consistent, they could be the Hammerstein Ballroom of Dallas.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Yeah.
If they just keep on coming with these hardcore shows, they could be the Hammerstein Ballroom of Dallas.
Yeah.
The way they moving.
The way just the venue looks so cool. Such a great venue for wrestling. And did you see they posted the stream of Black on Four Sides the other day?
Yeah, I'm gonna go and check that out, and I'm debating. Well, I'm probably gonna end up doing it, but I'm gonna take our audio from the show and kind of maybe have it as a review, as reference clips and stuff like that. But I gotta check out the show first before all that, So I'm excited to see that because I know you say you were there and it was cool. So
yeah, it was good. There's a lot of shots of me just yelling at wrestlers.
Oh yeah,
and giving them a finger and stuff. Yeah, yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. I'm gonna check that out too. But a lot of cool things coming to Dallas. It's wrestling. Let's get into it because
WrestleMania week.
It's WrestleMania week. What do you want to start? Do you want to start with Supercard of Honor? Do you want to start with WrestleMania?
Let's talk ROH. Yeah, we'll get to WrestleMania.
Because ROH, this is probably one of the most hyped cards they've ever had in a while.
Yeah,
and it's because of the resurgence of the brand, because Tony Khan has taken over. And
it's been a crazy few months for Ring of Honor,
and he's kind of revived it in a sense.
Yeah, because like everyone was worried because they said they were going out of business. They're like went bankrupt or whatever, and like they had to lay off all their talent. Kind of like basically went through their contracts, and no one knew if they were going to come back. And then Supercard of Honor gets announced, and then which was kind of strange at first because I was like, okay, so they are coming back for Supercard of Honor. That's cool. And then finally we hear the news: Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor.
Do you think that deal was already?
Yeah, and so this is it's from what I understand, the way he's been posting it, it's like a Tony Khan show. He's overseeing all of this, so it's he's running the whole show on this one.
Do you think he already had the pen to the paper when they announced Supercard of Honor? Do you think he already signed?
I guess I'm trying to think of the timeline, because I know I remember seeing Supercard of Honor before I found out Tony Khan, before they announced Tony Khan. So I'm not sure. Could be.
Yeah.
I feel like with deals like that, I think he was probably on the phone with them as they were going out of business, and they were originally.
Right.
Yeah, I think that was always the plan probably for him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna run down the entire card or anything like that, but man, I got some banger matches. Everybody's looking forward to Briscoes versus FTR. To get people this excited about tag team wrestling and people that aren't necessarily household names in other places, that's awesome. So I can't wait to see how that one turns out, regardless if I'm there or not.
Yeah, for sure. They also got Willow Nightingale and Mercedes Martinez.
I seen Willow from Instagram. I haven't really sat down and watched a full match of hers. I'm sorry.
Oh,
guys.
man, you should.
I'm sorry, Willow. I will look you up because every one of her Instagram clips are dope. And I love her look. I think, and I'm going to say this too, I think we finally outgrown that age of WWE diva officially. As far as how you're built. You know what I'm saying? It's more than just a fashion show these days. It's more than just bikini models. It's more than just the aesthetic. Willow looks great, and she can carry her weight around, and she's actually a competent wrestler. That's awesome. I love seeing more and more of that.
Yeah, and people love her. Whenever I watch a lot of the shows she's on, like in Beyond Wrestling, when she comes out, that place is loud. People love Willow Nightingale, and it's kind of ridiculous that she is not signed to a major platform right now, because I think she's a star entirely. Everyone sees it. She's amazing. She can go in the ring. She's got the incredible look, just the smile, the big hair, it's all great. And she hits the pounce. She does the pounce. Shout outs to Monty Brown. Let's go. And she's awesome. So shout out to Willow. That's going to be a great match. That's a huge match.
And this is a great stage for her, too. This is a great stage for her because everybody's coming out to this hyped up ROH show. And one of the women's matches is going to be a good showing between Willow and who is she competing against? I'm sorry.
Mercedes Martinez.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Mercedes. And then everybody knows Mercedes.
Yeah, she's a legend. She's
been around as far as, WWE and AEW and everywhere else. So that's going to be a good matchup. I can't wait for that.
That was actually the one when I saw she posted it that I was damn, I should have waited to hear what Supercard of Honor was going to be before because it's around the exact same time as the show I'm going to. I'm
it hits harder.
And Swerve's on the card too. I've been wanting to see Swerve for a while now.
That's tough because we're in Dallas and it's oh man, we're about to miss it.
Yeah, man, there's so many good shows too. The day before, I'm going to actually Josh Barnett's Bloodsport.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, I'm going to that. It's John Moxley's going to be fighting on that one. Very excited.
Yeah.
And then later that night, I'm going to Joey Janela's Spring Break, Part 1.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Is he
John Moxley and AJ Gray are going to be fighting for the GCW Championship.
Oh, my gosh. AJ Gray, the dude who busted his ass off the ladder. That's all I know him
by. yeah. For sure. Okay. That's a huge match for him.
Yeah, I'm gonna see how that goes. John Moxley putting in some work this weekend, huh?
Oh, yeah. Because he's their GCW champion, so he's really repping the indies.
For sure, yeah. I'm glad that's another thing I'm glad Tony Khan does. He lets his folks wrestle in other places. That's cool.
Yeah, they can have like jobs too, because they don't have that big touring schedule. So like Wednesday, or and if they're doing like a dark taping, all they gotta show up for.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's cool.
Yeah, so ROH Supercard of Honor, I'm super excited for that, and I can't wait to see how that goes. I actually don't want to hear anything, because if I miss it, I'm gonna be like, I could have been there, bro. I could have been.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
the tickets are so cheap.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
And the Curtis Colwell Center is like small, like it's big enough to where like it has the big arena feel, but like at the same time it's like a smaller arena, so like you don't feel like you're too spread out.
Right in the middle. It's right in the middle.
Like it feels like everywhere's like a good seat to be in.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm gonna have to probably miss that one, but it is what it is. But going forward, talking about before we get into WrestleMania and all that, it's been some news. It's been some hoots and hollering, in the wrestling world. We could talk about other stuff too if you could think of anything. But one thing I just saw recently that's been going around Instagram. This is kind of like a left field subject. This is brand new. Velveteen Dream is thinking about coming back to the WWE. What do you think about Velveteen Dream?
Is he really?
If you check his Instagram on his story, he was like,
okay, I haven't heard this.
Yes, if you go on his story, he's like, breaking news, ladies. No, I was playing.
Yeah.
If you go on his Instagram, he's like, I was accused, but I was never convicted. Or some, I don't want to misconstrue his words, because that's a serious subject. Like, he was saying he's open to come back, even though WWE did him wrong. Woo, it's tough to talk about, because Velveteen was my favorite in NXT when he was wrestling.
For me too.
He was my favorite.
He really was.
And it just sucks to see some of that talented, that could talk, had the moveset, entrance. I loved his entrance. Everything go down off of that weird little mishap that he got caught into. And like, if I could go ahead and ask, what's your take on this whole situation? What's your whole take on the Velveteen?
Yeah, so when Speaking Out happened, he was named by a wrestler named Josh Fuller, I believe that was his name, indie wrestler. And he came out and he talked about how basically Velveteen Dream was grooming him when he was still underage. And like, he was like asking for nudes and like stuff like that, and like sending nudes to him. And then I think there was another instance where, I don't know, like someone was in his Instagram DMs and like asking if it was like him and something like that. And like, he said, yeah. And like, there were more nudes apparently, like he was basically sending nudes to underage kids. Yeah.
It's just like, I can't help you though. I can't help you. It's just like those accusations.
And like, and like sources. And like they weren't just like bogus. Like, there was some credibility there. I think they really, there was like, I don't think the people were lying. I think he did that. And that just sucks. Yeah. And so like, for me, like with stuff like that, like you gotta go, man. Like,
it's like all that is just,
and like, not even on some like, they suck or whatever. No, it's like, you gotta go, dude. Like,
I'm not even like, this piece of shit. I'm like, sorry, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Ain't nothing I can say or do to help you out. Like
you gotta go, man. Like, you don't fucking do that shit. You gotta go.
Yeah, you might as well go on and apply to CYN or some shit.
Yeah, and like, might as well. Like, I think he was trying to get bookings. I think he might have been trying to get bookings somewhere, but I don't think he can ever come back.
At least not the WWE.
At least not the WWE. I mean, there are companies that have hired worse people and still do.
It's a damn shame.
Yeah, the wrestling industry is on a very ethical place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so. Well, best of luck to him. Hopefully he gets the help he needs. I'm sending him healing energy, like Charlemagne the God says. Hopefully he finds what he needs, because, woo, that's a way to go out. So I just saw that earlier on Instagram. A couple people talking about it on like the news pages and stuff. So I just want to get your info.
I think it's you gotta kind of say fuck that guy at the end of the day. Like, Sorry, man. Like,
tough, man. You gotta, you know.
Yeah, like you were super talented, and I was rooting for you, and like
once you're in that
he
position,
really genuinely was, like, because like he was great. He had a very limited moveset, but like it was all in the character.
It's all in the character, and the stuff you do that's not your wrestling moves, the stuff you do after the moves, the stuff you do to the ring. It's just everything was. He was the total package. I had to look. Anyway, I don't want to get too much caught up on him because it's like, what could have been? You understand? So
yeah.
Anyway, speaking of what could have been or what's not anymore, did you watch the Triple H interview with Stephen A. Smith?
I heard about this. Yeah,
Triple H is officially retired from in-ring competition. In addition to that, almost goddamn died. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, he has a defibrillator like
in his heart.
chest.
Yes, in his heart. So
because like apparently like the fluid can like build up and stuff, and it's
he was talking on Stephen A. Smith. He was talking to Steve, which is so fucking random. How the fuck did Stephen A. Smith get an interview with Triple H?
He got that scoop. He got the Triple H retirement.
Yeah, WWE only trusts certain people with interviewing their talent anyway, so they probably
have a ESPN and WWE have like some kind of arrangement, right?
You notice like Sports Center and ESPN sometimes post WWE clips.
Yeah,
sometimes every now and then.
Okay.
So I don't know, but anyway, Stephen A. Smith. I love Stephen A. Smith, by the way. He interviewed Triple H, and Triple H kind of got a little emotional talking about like he was like 1 minute to midnight, or he said some artistic shit like that. Like he was like 1 minute away or on the 1 yard line of you know what I'm saying, getting his life saved because like if he would have waited any longer, he could have died. That's how bad his heart was, and he was having like heavy breathing problems and stuff like that. Basically, fluid in his lungs. Et cetera, just going through. And you've been wrestling since 1990. We know Triple H ain't the cleanest. You know, you've been juicing up. You know, that too. Wrestling through, Wrestling through injuries, torn his quad and still wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, and there's all the pain and the bumps he's been taking over the years. That fucked his body up. So at this point, yeah, he needs to retire. And I'm glad he went ahead and made that decision. I'm glad it's not no Randy the Ram, the wrestler action, you know, like, you know, one more time, like, looking ass, you know, he just called it quits. So I'm proud of him. And it really makes you appreciate it and makes you think like, man, he's been around for a while.
Yeah,
he's a legend.
Yeah, like he was, man, because like he was like kind of the main heel whenever like I was like a kid, like kind of, you know, 8, 9, 10, 11, kind of that area when I was like, you know, really watching wrestling. And I hated him so much. I hated him because like I was watching it during like the infamous Triple H's reign of terror.
Right. That was like 2003,
it was just like
4,
2003, 4, and like 5, basically, where he was just like, because he was just world champion like for all of it, basically, and he was just constantly winning and just constantly like just burying people.
Yeah, the golden
like
shovel.
he was just he had like the whole thing in a chokehold, and like I hated him, but like he was man, but damn, like because that was like during like that was when Evolution was popping, and like
so then he had backup for the disqualification finish,
and like I hated Evolution, but they were so damn cool. Like looking back, like they were so damn cool.
I heard that, you know, Raw would open up back in the day, like around the time we were watching, and it would open up, be the Raw intro, and Triple H would come out for 20 minutes to start talking shit. Then
that happened so many times.
Yeah, he just come out for like 20 minutes straight. I am the king, you know, just start talking and shit.
Yeah, and like because it would always be like it, and he loved doing it. The Monday Night Raw after a pay-per-view. That he either like most likely won and kept the championship, and he would just talk and he would just bury everyone and just make us listen to him for an entire segment.
Yeah. It gets a little tiring after a while, you know. He opens up with that every time. I know it sounds like we're shitting on Triple H, but like that's what happened for those 2. It was like 2 years of that. I remember.
Yeah, it was like 2 years of that, and so like no, that's just a testament to just like he really like. As a heel, man, he really made you hate him.
A lot of people talk about the Attitude Era and like Stone Cold and, you know, The Rock, of course. Triple H was that integral part of the Attitude Era to where nobody really brought him up as far as like, you know, him being on the 7-Eleven cups and on the T-shirts. But like, he was an integral part because he stepped up to be one of the biggest heels of that era.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody was feuding with Triple H, there's some big shit going on. you know, and he was the ultimate villain back then. He said he wanted to be the biggest, most hated, you know, back then. That's what he said. So,
you know, and like kind of especially that era, like right after he left DX, kind of like in that early 2000, like I guess like 99 through like 2001, that kind of era.
That's when he became the game.
That was like when he was first the game. That was some cool shit. And like whenever he came back from that quad injury in 02, like to like I think it was in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Man, like that was one of the best like returns, you know, ever. That pop was insane.
Man, the dude came out with the denim, with the leather, with the denim on top of the leather. Stop playing, bro.
The fucking Motorhead, like the fucking Motorhead song.
Yeah.
Like hell yeah.
This dude, he came back. He was fucking huge.
Yeah.
That's the biggest he's ever been.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, he was huge.
Woo, he was that. Yeah, he was beefy. He was very beefy.
Yeah.
But you know, Triple H, you know, it's about that time. You know, every legendary career comes to an end. So good that he ended it on his terms. Good that he's still with us today. And you know, it sucks, but damn, you know, he had a good career, bro. You know,
he had a good career. We still can't forgive you for WrestleMania 19, though.
Woo!
Sorry, Hunter.
I almost erased that from my memory.
Sorry, Paul.
Oh my God! What makes you think someone like you could be world champion material?
Yeah.
What the fuck? If you don't see anything racist wrong with that fucking storyline, get the fuck off this goddamn channel.
He literally said, "We love it when you dance." Like, dude.
With your nappy hair.
Yeah.
What the fuck were they thinking, bro?
And he won. He beat him.
Not only did he beat him, he hit the pedigree, let it sit
for like 2 fucking minutes or
crawled
whatever.
Over, and then covered him with the slow count.
Yeah.
Stop playing, bro. Anyway,
no,
that's ridiculous.
They knew damn well what they were doing.
With your nappy hair. Anyway, but yeah, thank you, Triple H.
Yeah, see, good job, Triple H.
Yeah.
I don't want you to die. Like, obviously, take care of yourself, but you know.
Speaking of people that fucking hate Triple H, I think, or something like that, the Steiners are in the Hall of Fame. Holy shit.
Yeah, the Steiner brothers. I was shocked by that.
Isn't that crazy? So
yeah, it's really crazy.
Rick and Scott going in. Honestly, well deserved. I know Scott has some beef with WWE. Apparently, he be talking shit about him. I never really heard him say anything bad about WWE, but apparently he's like notorious for like talking mad shit.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll say this about the Steiner. Like, I was thinking about this when I saw it, thinking about, because like, well, you know, the Steiner brothers were never in, you know, WWE. Like, you know, they were WCW, you know, and other, you know, territories, and, you know, work in Japan and stuff. And I was thinking about like how kind of sucks that like the WWE gets to like have that. Like, that's a part of like wrestling history. That's that should stand on its own. Like, it sucks that like they get to just take that and put it in like in their Hall of Fame. Like, it's, you know, I don't know. It's one of those things, and it's kind of just, you know, it upsets me that like wrestling is just one, like, it's just a monopoly controlled by.
Yeah, they do need a professional wrestling Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and like there is for sure, but it's just, you know, it's because like they own like all of that like WCW stuff. Like they own the company. Yeah. So it just sucks that like, you know, it's controlled all by them, and like it sucks to me.
Oh yeah, that's like, good. You know, that's a good point. That's a good point because you know, Steiners. I think they had like a little stint. I think they had a little stint in like '92 or something like that. But like, come on, you know, after all this time, you know. But I'm just glad I would say I'm glad they're getting in, but who gives a fuck about the damn Hall of Fame, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I was just thinking about like how, you know, it'd be cool if like wrestling was a little more decentralized and you got to have like all those old companies kind of like getting to exist on a more like, I don't know, more publicly than, you know, being owned by one company that just kind of doesn't even give a shit about. Doesn't even really give a shit about it. They just want to have it. Yeah. They don't even care. Like because like Vince McMahon was always trying to like, he wanted to kill that kind of, you know, that kind of pro wrestling. He hated that kind of pro wrestling. Still does.
He still does.
He still does, but like he gets to own like all of it.
Isn't that crazy?
Like, that's fucking like that's just crazy. So whenever I see like new Hall of Famers like from like that, like we're, you know, more, I think you're right. I think the Steiners were there for a little bit, but like that, you know, like had like, you know, more of a career, like more of an identity outside of the WWE. it reminds me of like that he like kind of went out of his way to kill that, to like own all of it, and then like he gets to control like its fate, and he was trying to kill it to begin with. I was like, damn, Vince, you're a real sadistic son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's just, you know,
Vinnie Mac.
He probably lost his love, like his love for professional wrestling probably died out after he became the Mr. McMahon. Like around the time he, you know, probably when John Cena was like, I feel like when John Cena was like, and this is way off subject, when John Cena became the Marine, Vince McMahon saw like everything and was like, okay, this is like a monopoly. And that's when he was like, because you notice like he kind of like fell back a little bit from, you know, being in certain storylines, stuff like that. And that's when the PG stuff started changing. Of course, that had to do with Chris Benoit and stuff like that too. But once they went PG and was like, oh, dude, we need to market it like across the world and the children and stuff like that, you know, global. That's when like I feel like the love of the business is like, you know, so.
I don't know. I think that was always his goal, though, is the thing. Like, I think when you like kind of look back on wrestling history, like a lot of the decisions Vince McMahon made and things he did, like I think his goal always was to get to that point. And I don't know, like he would just always did a lot of very cynical moves to like kill like professional wrestling elsewhere if he could. And then like not only kill it, but then control it. And then,
yeah,
no bueno. That's why I don't really fuck with the Hall of Fame, man. Because you know it's kind of like,
yeah,
fucking
Vince. It was cool at first. And then I think what killed it was like, you know, putting in the celebrity wing, and I'm like, oh, they really reaching for these celebrity wing.
I mean, they lost it all with Donald Trump for sure.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
That's like, yeah. I think Kid Rock is in their Hall of Fame too.
Probably is.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, Logan Paul.
Fred Durst in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, if anyone needs to be in the Hall of Fame, it's Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit.
He should play Undertaker out one more time. He should play him out one more time. Is he up? Is he okay? I wonder what he's doing. Like, what is Fred Durst doing from Limp Bizkit?
I think Limp Bizkit's actually performing again.
Like they touring?
Yeah, they're like, there's like, you can find videos of them like at festivals and stuff.
Man, I love
little homework for you.
I know, yeah.
Go check out what Limp Bizkit's up to in 2022.
The Nookie. I fuck with Limp Bizkit, bro. But yeah, man. What the fuck? Logan Paul's gonna be in it before like a lot of people that deserve to be in. Logan Paul's going in. Snooki's going in for sure. They haven't announced the celebrity this year, which they shouldn't. But
they shouldn't, yeah. But like, are they done with all of the announcements? I guess they have to be done with all the announcements because it's fucking this week.
It's this week, you know. WWE, they probably post something on Twitter real quick. But I tell you, somebody who definitely did deserve it, and that's my boy Shad Gaspard. Rest in peace.
Oh yeah, got the Warrior Award.
Got the Warrior Award. Yeah. Should name it the Gaspard.
Yeah, Award. People were talking about that. They should just go ahead and just fucking change the name.
Name it to the Gaspard. But you know,
you don't want something like that tied to the Ultimate Warrior. Fuck that fucking psycho.
Man, he that's ridiculous. That's what happens when pro wrestling takes over your life for real.
Yeah.
Talking about the Warrior, but Shad did an honorable thing, saving his son's life. Man, props. He should still be here, but that's okay. You know, I mean, he gave his life up to help his son. That's the most honorable thing ever. Like, come on.
Shad was amazing, and like I got to see him when he was like on his like indie run like recently. Like I went to him like just a few years ago. Yeah. He was in Haltom City like VIP wrestling.
Yeah,
they were doing Crime Time. Yeah, like
nice.
On the indies for a little bit there.
JTD.
And I got to like talk to like after the show, like when I was leaving, like he was just outside, and I was like, "Hey, Shad, like great show, man." He was really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. JTG is going so hard right now. Like he's getting like real serious in like the NWA, like and stuff like that too. Like he's really having some great matches as a singles guy. Yeah, I would love to see him on AEW.
Oh, for sure.
I'd love to see him on AEW. Bring him in for a dark match. Bring him in for like a little, you know, you brought Tony Nese in for one match and he never seen him again. Bring in JTG real quick, or do like a little Royal Rumble spot. Bring JTG in with the Crime Time music.
Yeah, what I wish they would do, like speaking of like, you know, bringing like JTG on like to Dark or something like that, which is a great idea. Like they really need to make that show not just like 2-minute squash matches that have no significance really with anything. They should actually make it like an actual like weekly like TV show,
something
like, you
separate
know,
from
smaller
Dynamite?
scale, yeah, like smaller scale, lower stakes a little bit, but like, you know, have some stories around the idea of like, okay, this is our, you know, developmental, this is where we really prove ourselves, you know, and actually like maybe have some like, you know, actual stories that like people can, you know, can like connect to, and like, you know, kind of have like some, you know, feuds to follow, like, because they tried that a little bit with like, you know, Joey Janela, Sonny Kiss.
Man, that was like the pandemic ass. No,
but
wait,
like,
no, I don't think that was Dynamite back then, but that was like AEW Dark or some shit like that.
yeah, and they did
Something
it like
that.
and they did that like on like AEW Dark. Like, that entire feud took place over AEW Dark, and like that's a cool thing. But like, you know, they didn't. I don't know. Like I mean, Sonny Kiss deserves to be on TV like way more than she is. But whatever, that's a whole other thing. But I wish they would do like, I wish they would do Dark and like actually make it a weekly like episodic type thing where there's, you know, some stories and like there's actually like some stakes behind the developmental part, and like you get to see these indie wrestlers like actually come have like good, like great matches that people want to watch, instead of just them showing up to, you know, job to whoever they're just trying to, you know, pad their wins.
Yeah, to pad wins, and that's another thing.
It's just a pad wins, yeah.
Well, which is okay. Look, so check this out though. I mean, I love the concept of like the wins and losses and stuff like that. That's
great.
cool.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
And if you do want to pad wins and losses to keep with that storyline, okay, do it on Dark. Do it on Dark Elevation. Mm-hmm. If you are on national TV, bro, put your best out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't hold nothing back on your national syndicated broadcast. Like Rampage does need to be a show where I feel like the FTW championship, let's be real, should be featured more. I feel like that's cool. Yeah. That's kind of like a European
especially title. Like if it's gonna be like that sort of like outside, like, you know, not an official championship, but like, you know, more of like, you know, a whatever. But like they should defend that thing way more than they do.
It's a prop at this point.
Yeah, right. It needs to like actually be, because like how many times has Ricky Starks defended it all that often?
He defended it against Jay Lethal. He defended it against like one other. I don't fucking know. I don't got the.
Yeah, and I know he just, you know, he just did Swerve like on Friday, which was a really good match, by the way.
I'll check that out. That was dope.
Yeah, that was really cool. I think that was really great. But anyways, yeah, like that belt should absolutely, yeah.
Also, something else I was gonna say is that the TNT title featured on Rampage as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah, for sure.
Just a couple ideas, you know, just to throw out there, because I don't want, because what's Tony Khan, one criticism I might have to him signing all these talents is like, you don't want your show to be like, who's coming out now? Oh, it's that guy I remember. Okay, where'd he go? You know,
right? It's a bunch of really big debuts.
That's what it kind of turned into for a little bit. You know, you had Jay Lethal come out, he did his thing for a little bit, and then he kind of fell out.
He kind of fell off a bit. And like they put him on like Dark and stuff, and like that would be okay if like you made Dark, you know, more important, because really it just feels like, you know, they're just trying to just create a bunch of content to build a library and stuff like that. And like the matches aren't really that significant, like because like they bring in like, you know, Willow Nightingale sometimes for Dark, and I'm like, oh great, Willow's gonna have a match with this great AEW wrestler, and the match only goes for like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and it's, you know, Willow like kind of just jobs to him as like not as strong as like she gets to be as strong as she really is capable of being. Like I wish they would actually like have, you know, good like 10-15 minute like little like kind of matches on like Dark, and actually have some, you know, reason to invest in it. And I think that would be great, and that would be a cool way to like, you know, spread, you know, your talent out a bit, and like really actually build some of the people on the independents and these like, you know, developmental, you know, wrestlers. Like it would be cool. But, you know, what do I know? I'm not a wrestling booker, so Tony Khan will handle that.
Yeah, Booker of the Year. You know what? Hold up now. I will say this: Tony Khan does know how to put together a match card, at least one that you can get excited about. Because we see the Supercard. We see the Supercard of Honor, you know, for ROH. That's dope. But also just like, and I can't pull it up right now. I forgot to pull it up. But like, you look at the past card from this past Dynamite, Dax Harwood versus CM Punk. Yes, that's a dope match. Like, you know, stuff like that. Like I like, and you never really see the same match twice on Dynamite.
True.
But even though you don't see the same match every week, it'll still be a storyline that kind of continues the storyline a little bit. So I give him props for that a little bit. But I think that's because he's more open-minded than Vince McMahon.
Right, yeah, because he allows like the wrestler, because like he acknowledges like, because he acknowledges wrestling as a whole. So he allows those stories that exist outside to not only be acknowledged, in AEW, but kind of like, incorporated a little bit, because it's not just the arc of this wrestler in AEW. This is their arc as a wrestler. So that that like kind of like that career arc, that career storyline that each wrestler has, kind of finds its way in there, because, they all intersect with each other and interact with each other, and they're allowed to, because, like, wrestling should be this big open kind of world in a way. Like, it should all be connected. And like, he'll bring in, Impact wrestlers. He'll defend, Impact championships. He'll recognize legitimacy. New Japan, US title is defended on AEW sometimes.
That's sweet. I like that.
Yeah, and that's great. And it shows, like, that because it really does open up the world for so many great, like, ongoing, like, kind of forever storylines, because if you acknowledge that it's all connected, you never run out, because, like, it's all a part of one big story in a way. Yeah. And WWE wants to isolate itself from that and only exist in its own little self-contained worlds where nothing else exists outside of it. And so you run out of shit immediately. Like, and you got to run it back. They're only allowed to fight each other.
Mm-hmm. You got to run it back 3 times in a row.
And like, we're not allowed to acknowledge. Yeah, we're not allowed to acknowledge, like the only acknowledging they can do is they can just allude to it. They can, like, say, like, oh, when I was over there, something stupid like that.
Yeah. They insult you. They insult you too. WWE is insulting. They don't think you watch anything else other than what they got going on. And we're gonna talk about WWE in a second. WrestleMania 38 coming up. But that's one thing they do, is that they're very insulting. And that's one thing that kind of turns me off. And that's why I stopped watching week to week and even keeping up. Like, if I don't watch, because, I mean, we busy. We grown. Yeah. So I'm not going to be able to watch wrestling every week like I'm a fucking kid or whatever. So I still try to keep up with Instagram. I try to keep up with social media, et cetera, et cetera. WWE, I don't give a fuck what's going on.
And it's like, not only that, but it's like, it's not even so much like not having time to watch wrestling, like, at all. It's like, if I'm going to watch wrestling, if I'm going to want to watch it throughout the week, I'm not going to fucking put on WWE. Like, I'm fucking busy. I have things to do. If I'm going to be watching wrestling, I'm going to enjoy that shit.
Yeah, and there's something enjoyable and entertaining about AEW, no matter how I feel about them one week to week, because I don't feel like they're the greatest. Oh my God, I'm not like an AEW.
Because for me, it's all about the wrestlers. I fuck Tony Khan. I don't give a shit. Yeah. But because, like, it's allowed to be a wrestling company that exists, like, everywhere, like, in wrestling, like, it allows all of it to, like, interact with each other, like we were just talking about. Like, that's what I care about, because all the people that I like are wrestling there, so that's why I watch it. If I follow the people that I like and that I want to see, I don't give a shit where it's at, but if it's at a place, I'm gonna watch that place. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So like I said, man, I think Tony Khan is pretty good at booking and stuff like that, putting together match cards. Some exciting stuff coming up.
Because he doesn't limit himself, and that's great. Mm-hmm. Like, he can bring in Minoru Suzuki and have a Bryan Danielson dream, and it was like, I think it was on like a buy-in or something. Like, it was kind of like a pre-show match.
Yeah, but something like that. Mm-hmm.
But like, that's still an incredible fucking dream match.
Isn't that cool? And he brought in Nick Gage too. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was great. Like, you can acknowledge all of that and bring it in. It's like, you never run out. Like, there's always so many matchups to have and so many stories to tell.
Exactly. So speaking of stories to, I don't fucking know. So basically,
speaking of which,
so Seth Rollins, he had this whole storyline going on, like, oh, I need a match at WrestleMania. I can't stand his gimmick. Like, it's so stupid.
I'm not. Did you see him on Jimmy Fallon?
What was that about?
The St. Patrick's Day thing?
What was that about?
What was he doing? What the fuck was he doing? He was just constant. Like, he was just, like, pointing.
What is that? What is his?
He was just dancing, like, for no clear reason. Like, it was not explained why. There's no reason for him to be doing that at all.
This is not like the Rock Stone Cold WWF when wrestling was on top of the world. So people are like, "Who the fuck is this dude?
Who's this?
With his ugly ass suit on, got this damn gold suit, and he like stomped on the leprechaun on this mat." Like, at least commit to it, Leprechaun man.
Yeah, because like, does he do shit like that in depth? Like, does he do all that weird like pointing? And
you don't really watch. You're not really watching the product right now, right?
Does he do that a lot?
Yes. Is that like his character changed? His character changed to where he's just like I said in the video. He's just like this eccentric guy who wears ugly ass suits. That's his gimmick. That's all he does. He just whoa, and he.
He does all that creepy pointing and like
he does that. Weird. And he like laughs and stuff. Be laughing like that and shit. Bro, what the fuck? I don't get it, bro.
I don't get that.
Yeah, I saw him on Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon, Seth Rollins, Wrestlemania.
Who wanted that? Too. Who wanted that? First of all,
Vince
who was
probably
demanding that one?
They probably had like a little spot for advertising or something.
Yeah, because you're so right. Like, it's not like Rock or Stone Cold, because they have like very, like, obviously because they're big crossover, like, stars of the the last 20 years, but like they have that recognizable like gimmick, that
like, I think I've seen him before,
that identity, like, like, oh, that's Stone Cold Steve Austin, he's gonna do the Stone Cold thing. Who the fuck is Seth Rollins? What the fuck is he doing?
Why is he coming out here in this DLC Fortnite skin? What the fuck is he wearing? Why is he dancing? Why is he laughing? I don't know.
Yeah, that shit was weird. Dumb.
That was kind of cringe. It was a little cringe too. It was a little cringe.
Very cringe. I was uncomfortable.
Is it almost over?
Uncomfortable.
Yeah. So, anyways, his happy ass. They did like they filmed like a little skit or whatever.
Okay.
And did you see the Vince McMahon Seth Rollins skit? First of all.
No.
Oh man. Okay. So Seth Rollins, he walked in, and I don't get it. He walked in, and the joke was like, I'm here early for my appointment with Mr. McMahon. And then the lady's like, okay, he'll be here at 9. And then the payoff to the joke was that he waited till 9 and then he just walked in the office. What the fuck? Anyway, so he walked in the office and then Vince McMahon's like, oh, I heard you need a match from WrestleMania. Seth Rollins. You know how he talk now. Bless his heart.
Yeah.
So Seth
like
Rollins
is wobbly.
Yeah, Seth Rollins asked for a match because the storyline is Seth Rollins needs to be on WrestleMania. So Vince McMahon said, yeah, I'll give you a match at WrestleMania. Seth was like, who's my opponent? Vince was like, I'll tell you who it is when you're in the ring, or you'll know when you're in the ring. So everybody's speculating it's Cody,
I saw a tweet. It was a post where like it had like the set, they had the card, and had like Seth Rollins, and like they had, just the blank silhouette next to him. Someone had like photoshopped the American tattoo on his neck.
Funny. That's funny. I saw one with the blonde hair. Oh, that's funny too.
I've heard the plans are actually for him maybe Raw after Mania.
So here's the thing. Here's what we're going to talk about. And, this is WrestleMania WWE. So fans are going to be vocal. We're not dumb like we just said in the past conversation. Everybody in the world is expecting Cody to show up at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think they are.
They are going to bring out Elias or Shane McMahon. I guarantee you it's not going to be Cody.
Someone actually brought up Shane McMahon. That's really funny that you say that.
No, I said that because I read, like, before we came on, he's in town in Dallas this week. So
Shane is?
Shane McMahon is in town for WrestleMania. Even though
I've heard people were kind of like, what if like all of this, like the whole like, Royal Rumble thing with Shane, like all of that was just them just doing their fucking WWE thing.
Talk about
plan on bringing him back for WrestleMania to be Seth Rollins' mystery opponent. And like, God, that would be so infuriating.
Talk about long-term booking.
Yeah. But the one time they do some long-term storytelling.
It's for some shit nobody want to see.
Yeah.
Man, Shane was talking about he wanted a WrestleMania match against Seth Rollins. So I don't know.
God.
But I mean, the obvious thing is,
who wants to even see Shane McMahon wrestling?
Yeah, I saw him
it was kind of cool in the 2000s, I guess, when you're a kid, seeing like, like he was kind of like, he had the energy, had the baseball jerseys or whatever.
He was unorthodox, and he was different in the fact that like he wore street clothes and wrestled. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, and like he's also like a big sneakerhead, I think.
Yeah, and he's a big sneakerhead. He's very trendy. He's cool. He's hip. Yeah. Even though he's rich, he's probably.
But yeah, like what's he? People still want that, man.
I guess so, but I want Seth Rollins to face Cody, of course. I want that to be a big WrestleMania moment. Cody to come out, with the whole. It'd be cool if they give him his like the rise up entrance too. That'd be crazy, like with the elevator.
I mean, because I guess like that is, and like he probably owns that song. Because that entrance theme that he has, like, I feel like because he uses that everywhere. I feel like it's probably like his song.
He probably sang it. No, it's fine.
Yeah, that is one of those songs where like you imagine like you imagine the wrestler singing, like the meme with the Big Show, like they everyone got like
he was in the booth.
Yeah, well. Funny enough, that was actually Michael Hayes.
Oh, nice.
The original one. That was Michael Hayes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels sang his own theme song. That was cool.
He did sing his own theme song.
Shawn Michaels sang his own. And he ran with it until he was like 50 years old. That was cool.
But like, like that is a song that vocalist does sound like.
I did not know that was Michael P.S. Hayes. That's cool.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
That's cool.
But, anyways, Cody.
Yeah, Cody, I feel like, and I feel like he's going to get a warm reception because it's like, oh, it's a moment. So
it is a moment because this is not something that anyone thought was going to happen again.
Especially when you heard AEW about AEW.
Yeah, like when you think of the last 6 years, because that's when he left WWE in like 2016, right? Mm-hmm. Was he at WrestleMania
like
that year?
Yes, Dallas? He was in WrestleMania 30. He was Stardust, and that
was his last WrestleMania.
That was his last WrestleMania, and he had the ladder. It was in the ladder match with Zack Ryder won.
Weird enough, like if he comes back at the next Dallas WrestleMania, interesting.
Right. Yeah. That's cool. That's
weird.
Cool.
That is kind of cool, but like, just because he left because of he didn't feel like he was, being treated like he deserved, which is, the story of anyone that leaves WWE basically. And he has this like, big indie run to like prove himself that he is a star and he can stand out and like he is a draw that people want to see. And he proved that. He went to Japan. He joined the Bullet Club, running with Kenny and the Young Bucks. And like he won they did All In.
History. That was history. That was
history. And like he won the NWA title.
Big. That was big.
And then, right after that, like the next big announcement, like a few months after that big show was we're starting a company. It's going to be an alternative.
What
do you say? Who's ready for a revolution? Or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. and then of course the infamous hammer to the throne.
The hammer to the throne. Oh, did you see the GIF that someone did where they were like Cody like at WrestleMania or whatever, and like it was that shot in reverse of like the hammer. Like
they be doing, but I would hate to be a wrestler these days because they be on people's ass these days. They be on everybody's ass.
Oh yeah, within seconds you're getting dogged immediately.
Mm-hmm.
But so like just the way it all goes, and then his run in AEW. It was always weird, wasn't it? It was never normal. He just did not have, like, from the very beginning, it just was not ever normal. Because what's the first thing he does? He challenges for the title. That's his first big thing. And then he says, if I lose, I will never challenge for this ever again. I'm like,
look, jumping the gun a little bit,
Yeah.
Like, pulling the plug on that kind of early.
And he lost. Because I'm like, I don't think Jericho's going to lose that one. Like, I feel like it's his first, like, it's like one of his first like big defenses. Like I don't see Cody winning it. So really,
where's it coming from?
Yeah, and like I don't know. Even I guess his run with the TNT title was cool. He did like the open challenge thing and like but that was like during pandemic shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like he was always in something weird.
And
like storylines never like kind of came to like conclusive ends. They were always like weird and convoluted and like no one liked it. And then like everyone started turning on him because they're like, dude, what are you? Come on, man.
He's very extra. That's one word to describe it. He's very extra. And like everything he did felt so separate from the rest of the show as well.
Mm-hmm. But he's not stupid though. Like he's really smart. And like he was still like able to kind of tap into a lot of that. So like there was a weird self-awareness about it at the same time. But it was like he was still doing it. Like he was still like doing this weird shit that no one really understood, but like there was almost a sense that like he knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah.
Like he was,
he was doing it. It's because
it's almost like he knew and like was kind of like, I don't know, like
he's playing to the smarks.
Yeah. In a lot of ways. So like he's playing to all crowds there. And yeah. And so like, when he says he's a free agent. Everyone's like, "Ooh, what does that mean?"
And like, oh no, he was really a free agent. Like he's dead ass about to leave. Like
and then
he loves to peel back the curtain a lot too. Like, bro, just join the UFC, bro. If you don't like fake stuff, like I don't know why he always used to like. He loves to like, but let me tell you something that is real. Like he always does that too. He always likes to kind of peel the curtain back a little bit.
Chris Jericho started doing that too when he got to AEW, and I hate it. It is so annoying because he does that.
What's a baby face?
Yeah, I was like, I thought you could be the best baby face. What's a baby face?
What the fuck? Yeah, why is Chris Jericho? But they get to that point where they just start shitting on the business that made them what they are. Like, not everybody has been watching wrestling for 20 years. There's new fans. Like, come on now. Hold it.
I do, and the shots at WWE are always kind of like, all right, let's get our jokes out. Let's go.
I know y'all are salty,
Yeah, but it's probably the least that WWE deserves, honestly. But anyway. But like Jericho does that shit too, where he's like, and this is a shoot, or that was bad creative. Like, I hate it.
Oh my God, he said it. Oh my God.
Yeah, I hate that so much.
He said an insider term. Oh my God.
It's such a circle jerk to me. It's just, it's just wrestlers. Just
I had a crazy ass take. I'm gonna say it right now. You ready?
Okay.
Chris Jericho is the Kanye West of professional wrestling.
Wow, Kanye.
Because check this out. Both seasoned in what they do.
Mm-hmm.
They are I hate using the word genius, but they are great at what they do. Like, they're at the top of the game of what they do, wrestling and music.
The reason Jericho's still around, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Both. Do you feel like, first of all, do you think Kanye West hit his peak? A little bit off subject from wrestling, but do you think Kanye West hit his peak? I think he peaked around like.
Oh, he peaked a long time ago.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Jericho peaked around,
like in terms of like his creative like prominence, like his creative strength. Kind
of what I'm getting at. So My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, I feel like that was Kanye's best work after listening to it a couple times. Kind of, I don't know. Chris Jericho's best work, I feel like low key. I feel like Chris Jericho's best work was when he came back and he was like, I'm the best in the world at what I do. I think that was like his best run.
Oh, back in like was that days. When he was
that was like 2009.
Yeah, and like
when he punched Shawn Michaels' wife in the when he punched Shawn Michaels' wife in the mouth. That was I feel like
he
that's
also had the feud with Rey Mysterio.
Yeah,
that was vicious. Yeah,
so
he was always great at that. He was always great at reinventing his character.
Yeah,
and that's another thing. Like, and it's so weird now because now he's at the point where like he understands that's his legacy, and so he leans in to he gets so meta about the whole like iterations of his character that it isn't even like just a thing that like people acknowledge. It's like a thing that he makes a part of his character now.
He's like, okay, now what do I do next? Now what I do next? He was it kind of came natural.
Whenever like he was like just when he was just when he was young and doing his thing, like it was just kind of natural. Like it was just like you just saw him naturally evolve, and he didn't like get too meta about it. But like now that like he's in this weird like victory lap era, like in his 50s, just kind of doing his thing and just kind of coasting off that. Like he's making like the whole thing about him changing his character a part of the character. And like that's
yes. That's it. Don't make it a part of your character that you have that, this is what I'm doing. No, it's supposed to come natural. Little bit of the bubbly came natural. And that was the last kind of good thing he did as far as his character.
That was like, probably the last like huge thing that he did.
And it caught on, it caught on so hard that he was like, okay, people like this. Okay, what do I do now? And he tried to throw all these things out there and they just did not stick because it was.
And he was doing it like
genuine. And
he was constantly acknowledging that he was doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but then again, in a way though, like it's so stupid, but he still has a way of still being Chris Jericho where you're like, fuck, he's still Chris Jericho. Damn it.
Yeah.
Like he's still fucking Chris Jericho.
Yeah, and he's one of the best of all time. I'll admit that. He's one of the best of all time, but
for sure. And like there's something really compelling about that too, especially when he does like that Painmaker part of his character. The thing that he does in New Japan, where he puts the clown makeup on and like
the top hat looking ass. Yeah, I was never really a big fan of that.
Yeah, but like even that, like it's kind of this weird. I don't know. It's almost like doing satire of himself.
Yeah.
Like, but like knowingly doing it. Like he's like not just like a parody of himself and like it's just pathetic, but like he's consciously doing a Chris Jericho satire. It's weird.
It's
weird.
It was better when he was, like I said, he was AEW champion, and he was very entertaining because I remember when Cody made that video and it was like all supposed to be like dramatic and like Brandy was kissing him goodbye, and then Cody went to go work out, and then Chris Jericho on the same show made a parody of that promo. That was awesome. That was hilarious. That was one of the funniest shit. Like, wrestling don't make me jump out my seat laugh, but that shit had me rolling, bro.
Yeah,
and he's good at stuff like that. So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Chris Jericho a trip. Long story short, if y'all just not joining us.
Yeah, but you know, Chris Jericho peels back the curtain just like Cody.
Yeah,
who's coming back to WWE?
Coming back to WWE. It's pretty much. You know, another thing, and I'm not gonna take up too much time. I'm probably gonna go after this little point. I'm tired as fuck, but
yeah.
Cody, the thing about this is that I hate that we in this internet era because nobody would have even known he signed if Twitter, Instagram, so and so wasn't around. I hate to sound like a boomer.
Yeah.
Back in my day, we only had dirt sheet. But like, it sucks that it got spoiled. It could have been cool. It would have been cool if it was like oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine if Cody didn't say anything. Like if he didn't even say he was a free agent.
Yeah. Then, do you think? I mean, they've done it before where they've been able to like conceal that stuff like as best as they can.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, like people get, like
that's why the Hardys
people get spotted so places. They're like, oh, no, we saw him in town today. You know, like that's how everyone always knew when the Undertaker was coming back for WrestleMania was when he got like spotted in the town that Raw was in.
Oh wow, yeah.
And that's how they found out like the day before, like the day of or whatever like that.
It's hard to hide him, bro. He's a big bastard.
Yeah, but yeah, like it is hard. And like, yeah, what if he didn't say anything? Yeah, that would have been a fucking insane moment. If like none of this was being talked about, like he wasn't like, saying anything at all. But like, Sean Ross Sapp's out there. So like everything's getting found out in this industry.
Yeah.
At all times.
So
Fightful Select, man.
What's that?
Fightful Select on Patreon.
Do you listen to do you listen to any kind of like wrestling podcasts or anything like that?
I really don't. Because here's the thing, man. I don't like that many wrestling podcasts. I really don't like wrestling podcasts. A lot of times, it's weird. I'm doing a podcast. Like, here I am on.
Now you're trapped. You're trapped in
now I'm trapped here. But like, yeah, I just don't listen to a lot of wrestling podcasts. Like, because I'm just not a huge podcast person in general. It's got to be like super fucking specific and like just like very much like what I'm into. But I used to listen to a wrestling podcast back in the day called Wrestlemania. That shit was awesome.
Okay.
But yeah, so I don't really listen to a lot of like the new like podcasts with like all the news and stuff. I really don't.
Just a quick suggestion. I would listen if you like hearing like shoot interviews and stuff like that. Check out Chris Van Vliet. He does a lot of good interviews.
Oh yeah, I've seen some of his YouTube interviews.
Mm-hmm. He's really good at interviewing. This is how you do an interview. Conduct an interview. You ask a question like what Chris does, and you just let them talk. Don't try to be funny. Don't try to throw in your own little thing. Just let them talk.
It's not about you, man.
It's not about you when you interview somebody. Because at that point, people are trying to like listen to somebody like they're interested in talk, and then they hear your dumb ass, and you're like, oh, what the fuck? Like, let me wait till this little shtick is over.
I don't care what you have to say, dude. I'm not here to listen to you.
Exactly. So yeah. So with that being said, speaking of podcasts, this one is over. Unless did you have anything else?
Shouts out to Thunderosa.
Shouts out to Thunderosa,
yeah. Just real quick. I want to say that it was a great match. I'm glad she got to do it in San Antonio. Thunderosa is definitely a top 5 for me currently. I think that was probably like that moment there was gonna like solidify her as like I think a wrestler, like a Mexican like wrestler, like Mexican wrestling legend. I think.
Wow.
That's like really that's like a big moment for her. That's gonna like kind of solidify the fact that she is the shits and that she's going to be remembered among, I think among like the Eddie Guerreros, of like, Mexican legends and stuff like that. It was awesome. I mean, there were like parts of the match that, they were kind of like, didn't go as well as it could have, but the moment itself and like everything around it was amazing. She's going to be a great champion. She's got the first feud with Nyla Rose, and that's going to be great. I think she's going to do awesome. And she's doing so much great shit now, like outside of AEW. She runs her own promotion, Mission Pro Wrestling here in Texas, all women's, women talent, women booker, ref, production, commentary. Like it's overwhelmingly women. And that's awesome. And they're going to be at the Collective on Saturday. I'm going to be at that before I go to night one.
Yo, you are everywhere. Oh my God, dude. You're going to be everywhere.
Yeah, I'm going to be everywhere. Now, before that, they're doing a meet and greet with the Mission Pro roster. Thunderosa is going to be there, so it's like at a brewery or something like that.
You gonna do a little photo op? You gonna take the little pic?
I might do that. I might get drunk with Thunderosa. That's gonna be awesome.
That sounds dope. That sounds
dope. So yeah, but no, she's awesome. She's gonna be one of those like all timers. I think. Yeah. She's had just a crazy career, and it's been amazing to kind of watch that arc happen. And my champion, my women's champion, my AEW champion is Thunderosa.
I was gonna say, coming from NWA, right, as an NWA wrestler onto the AEW roster, kind of like here and there, all the way to like now becoming the AEW Women's Champion is about time. I'm glad we got somebody.
Yeah, because she started in I think 2014, maybe like 2014, 15-ish.
Oh wow,
wrestling, and then she kind of just worked her way up, and then like she was a wrestler that like got where she was because of that fan support, like because people like just they kept demanding Thunderosa everywhere she went. She just got bigger and bigger, and like the Thunderosa pop, like when she comes out on Dynamite or a Dark or Elevation or Rampage, like that place gets loud when they hear that Thunderosa song, that Thunderosa. Yeah. Like that place gets loud. Like it's a real thing. And like, she connects with people, and it was a great call. And like, it was the same show basically from the last match. They had that big match that they main evented, her and Britt Baker, that Anything Goes match where they were all bloody and stuff. And that like really put Britt Baker on the map. That was 1 year later, basically. Wow. Was their championship match. And that was kind of a pretty cool, long-term story there, because, Thunderosa was always Britt Baker's like one person that she knew that was just a little bit better than her. And she's, and again, Thunderosa proves why she's Thunderosa.
That's awesome. I'm super happy for her. And
I hope my champion.
I hope she gets a long reign with this one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But y'all, that's it for this episode. We got a lot of stuff we're going to be talking about probably either next week or the week after next, because we're going to have a busy-ass weekend. Me and Shane. Damn it. Mm-hmm. Shane's going to every goddamn show. There's
a lot of wrestling this week.
Yeah, and I'm going to try to get in what I can. But
any shows you're going to try to hit?
You know what? I'm gonna try to hit that. I'm gonna try to hit WrestleCon, and I'm gonna try to hit. I'm gonna go to the meet and greet. I might do a Fair Park show with GCW if they
you should come to For the Culture, the AJ Gray show. They're doing like Darius Lockhart's gonna be on that show. I think Trisha Dora's gonna be on that show. Hit Row's gonna be on that show.
What they call now, the Hit Makers?
Hit Makers, yeah.
Yeah. So what day is that? What day is that?
That one's believe Friday. That one's Friday.
Ooh, Friday. Okay.
Like Friday afternoon, I think.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, I have so many options. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It's all up to.
I'll be that one on Friday, and then I'll be at Big Gay Brunch on Saturday.
I seen that one too.
Big Gay Brunch, yeah.
That's sweet. If there's a Saturday evening GCW Fair Park show, I might make that one too.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like one of the late ones though, because that's when like WrestleMania is happening.
Oh,
so it'll probably be like one of those like 11:59 shows.
No shit. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because I actually think Joey Janela's night 2 is actually happening right after WrestleMania.
Yeah, don't do it during WrestleMania. Just wait a couple minutes.
Yeah,
we will start shortly. You know what I'm saying? Just let the main event finish. Let Stone Cold finish, and then we can start.
Right. That's right.
And you're going to night 1, right? So
going to night 1, just night 1.
It's just so much wrestling. It's
a lot of wrestling. I'm excited. It's probably gonna be exhausted.
Yeah, it will. So until then, it's me, Shane, Digital Suplex Radio. We will see y'all next time. For right now, we are out.
Peace.
Well, I got the picture.